All right. All right.
All right.
I'm not used to starting these meetings myself, so I wasn't sure. I didn't see you're joining it just now.
Oh, I am. I'm pretty bad at Zoom, which is almost impressive considering it's been quite a long time where people have been using that for just about everything.
Yeah, I've been using it too a lot, and I'm getting used to it still. Yeah. So speaking of that, what have you been doing since the pandemic, like in your downtime, I guess?
Oh God, yeah, that's the question that God everybody asks, and I will say again, I have not been within that group of people that have been able to learn new languages and all kinds of new skills and been hyper productive at all. Um, I, I don't know. I had a hard time focusing on just about anything throughout all of this. So, but managed to get a couple of things done, a couple of recordings here and there, and uh, but yeah, a lot of it is just staring at walls as well and questioning my sanity.
Yeah, I remember hearing a few of your podcasts. They were very long form, so those were interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, God, I remember, I think I know which one you're referring to. Was it the one with me and Pete and Jared and
Oh,
the Vacant Lots guys?
yes, I think so. That was like 2 hours or something of
Yeah, I
interview.
don't know how that happened.
It was an interesting conversation. It's good that you have a lot of people to contribute though.
Yes. I don't think any one of us would have been able to talk for that long alone.
Yeah, I mean, who really wants to talk about anything for 2 hours?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, I was thinking like, I know how Rob did the soundtrack during the downtime. So I was wondering, what did you think of his solo album debut or
I
sound?
think he did a great job. Yeah, such a huge that's a huge task to take on. I think he did a great job. Yeah, I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I think so too. It was a pretty impressive undertaking in a time where I guess
Yeah,
most people,
impressive undertaken under normal circumstances
yeah.
with everything else going on. Extra impressive.
Mhm. Yes. And I was also thinking of recent news. Well, recent music news, I guess the passing of Mark Lanegan, has that been affecting you or anyone in the BRMC camp much?
Um, yes, I mean, of course, I'm trying to figure out how to talk about this in an appropriate way. We have mutual friends, and um, I, I don't know. I've been reaching out to friends of mine that personally know him that obviously have suffered a huge loss, and yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like it's my place to talk about that. Yeah,
It's a tough situation, I guess.
yeah. It's incredibly sad, and I'm sure it's really difficult for his family, his wife, and
Yeah.
loved ones right now. So
Yeah, I mean,
um,
I wasn't even that close, but I saw everyone's tributes and all that, and I was like, wow, he was touched a lot of people's lives.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Um, okay, well, then on to maybe current events. You've been to Russia and Ukraine before, so I guess what are you feeling about that current situation?
Oh man, you're hitting me with
Too much, too much.
with
I'm sorry.
no, no, it's okay. Um yeah, it's hard to believe, I don't know, a year or two ago, I would not have imagined that this would be happening. My heart is absolutely breaking for everyone there, for everyone who's affected by it. It's fucking awful. I yeah, I don't think that there's much that I have to say um, that you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think I hear about this stuff secondhand, so it's hard for me to really imagine everything going on there. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting over in LA. It's aside from what we see on the news, it's hard for me to imagine actually being there. It's very, very heartbreaking. I think the last time we were there was in uh, June June 2018,
oh, that's pretty
if I
recent.
remember. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's sad and heartbreaking, and I hope I hope I hope it gets resolved in some way, shape, or form
yeah,
sooner than later.
yeah. It's definitely a tough situation there.
Yeah,
Sorry, I keep bringing it down.
no, it's okay. I mean, it's a pretty big
Mm,
it's a pretty big part of everyone's everyday,
yeah.
at least conscience right now. I would
Mhm.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me lighten things up a little and ask about Australia since that's what I was kind of asked to interview about. Um, so how how many times have you been to Australia now, and how is it different from the rest of the world tours?
Um, this will be my third time. I am not totally sure on the count as far as the guys. I know they for sure were there a couple of times, at least without me, or before I was with the band. But yeah, this will be my third time. I remember I think the first time we went there, yeah, we went to both New Zealand and Australia. We went bungee jumping in Auckland and rented motorcycles and did all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Um, because yeah, it's one of those, like, it's so far away and it's really hard to get there, so you want to make the most of it
Oh,
when you
yeah.
do, because you never really know if you're gonna get back there again, because it's quite an undertaking to make it there. Um, but yeah, I've from what I remember, and you have to excuse me, I have tours and stuff over the course of the years.
Mhm.
Like, I remember certain things very vividly, and then there's also just a lot of tours that get mixed together. Like, I don't know, it's a weird sort of fragmented memory I have of the past,
Mhm.
like, 10, 12 years of my life. But yeah, I always remember the shows being really great. And um, yeah, I've always enjoyed every time we've been there. But yeah, probably the one that I remember. Oh, last time we were there, I remember our routing was a sort of chased by a Hurricane Marcus that kind of messed with our flights a bit. But
Really?
and our gear showed up late for I can't remember where it was, but way late for one of the shows.
Oh, no.
But yeah, see, it's like little weird things like that I remember very clearly. Um, but yeah, of course, this run will be a little bit differently due to the circumstances, and we probably won't be able to go out and about as much as we normally would, which is completely understandable,
Yeah.
um, especially with a traveling festival tour like that. Like, that's an that's a big thing to put on in the
Mhm.
best of times, and it's really yeah, that's a big undertaking now for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. And that's like a huge I mean, it's a huge country and the tour is kind of all across it. So I'm sure it's
Yeah,
going to be a
we're
lot.
going to a lot of places that usually we play the bigger cities, but
Mm,
yeah, I'm definitely seeing a bunch of places on the map that I have not been to before or
mm,
necessarily heard of. So that'll be cool to get to see some new parts. I think we have a couple of long drives, which I actually don't mind.
oh.
Get to see stuff looking out the window that um, yeah, because normally we just fly from city to
Mhm.
city.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so we'll get to see something new at the very least on the drives.
Yeah, real road tour again.
Yeah,
That'll
yeah,
be
kind of like going back to like,
great.
like van tours a little bit.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's cool. Um, let's see. And I guess on top of that, do you have any future tour plans or possibly albums, or is that secret?
No, there's nothing, no big secrets going on. I think right now we're just kind of playing it by ear. Yeah, get like, I'm sure you probably know this is the first like touring we've done since 2019. So um, I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit nervous
Yeah.
to get back on stage after having been sitting around in sweatpants for way too long. Um, but um, but yeah, we'll see where the world is at once we get back from this and where things are at, what's possible to do and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess it's just kind of this is happening now and eventually things will fall
Yeah,
into
I mean, it's so difficult. It's been really difficult to try to plan anything
place.
because, well, obviously, as you know, everything has been so unpredictable, and
Yeah.
every time things seem to be going all right, then it goes sideways again. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It seems like a better idea to just kind of roll with it, see where things are at once we've been able to do this, and then we
Yes.
can figure out what we want to do after that.
Right. I've seen a lot of tours being canceled even still now.
Yeah, I know. It's really difficult yeah, that can be pretty scary because it can end up being financially very difficult if you have to all of a sudden cancel 3 shows because someone gets sick or that's that's
Yeah.
that's a bit of a rough one.
Mm. Yeah, hopefully everything stays safe and goes as planned for this tour.
Yes, yeah, I mean, the organizers are definitely doing a good job with that, and we're going to be staying on top of things on our end as well, of course.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. Okay. Let's see. I guess I'll bring it back to something. uh, let's see. Did you know it's Women's History Month? I know that's a
I
silly
think
thing to bring up, but
um I think I've been running around like crazy since I woke up. When did I get it? I think I got up around 5 in the morning and I've been running around, but I think I did see that in passing while I was waking up having my coffee. So yeah, it is Women's History.
yes. And I guess like going with that, do you kind of do you feel there's like any change in the world of rock for women, or is it kind of like,
You know what I do?
yeah, that's
I
good.
think I've been seeing, well, more and more female musicians and bands. I should probably maybe say, I don't necessarily love the sort of the differentiating between like, female drummer, male drummer.
Yeah.
It gets a bit
Yeah.
frustrating, but yeah, I've seen more and more great female musicians, both in their own bands and also, session players and stuff. And it seems like there's starting to uh, be more of a community um, of just women, and not just musicians, but in all areas of the industry.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, that's all positive, good
Yeah.
stuff. How about you? Have you noticed any
Uh, well,
changes?
in the yeah, there are a lot of women, like female musicians lately, and it does seem like a positive change, I think.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, things have been going well, and I think, yeah, that it's in not just in rock, but in like all types of music.
Yeah, 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 across the board.
Yeah,
That's a
so
good
that's
thing.
good. Yeah. I have some questions that I've gathered from fans, so they might be
Okay,
getting a little, not personal, but like a little
that's
silly.
fine.
Um, how's Poof? And does he have
Oh,
an Instagram yet?
I I wanted to post about this when it happened,
Oh,
but I just haven't been able to do it yet. So I guess you are going to be the first person that I tell. Poof passed away last year
oh,
at the end of March,
oh,
um, which of course was very
um,
completely fucking heartbreaking.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, and yeah, that happened. But the first part of when lockdowns first happened, it was kind of amazing. I spent literally every single day with him, and he was the, aside from Pete, maybe he was, I was about to say person that I talked to, but I would just for well over a year, every single day I just do whatever Poof wanted to do. So it was kind of
Oh.
nice that I got to I got a good dose of quality time with him
Oh, yeah,
before that happened. But yeah,
that's so sad.
I wish he was, yeah. But actually, on that note, I want to say uh, thank you to a lot of people have brought Poof presents over the years on tour, and I still have quite a lot of, well, things that weren't edible. Obviously, he ate that, but I have like pillows and little like clothing and stuff that people made him, and I still have that. And I want to say thank you so much for that to the people who brought that.
Yeah,
It's very
that's
sweet.
really sweet. Yeah, I know people really loved him too.
I know he was a sweetheart. He was just a
Yeah.
very special little guy.
Mhm. That is very sad. I'm so sorry to hear that and bring it up now.
No, it's okay. I yeah, I've thought about posting some. I haven't been on social media in a really long time, and
Mm,
I don't know. At the time, I couldn't do it.
okay.
So,
Yeah, I know that's too tough. I lost my cat of like 18 years. So
oh my God,
that,
I'm
yeah,
so sorry. Well,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
tough. It's just as
really
tough.
um yeah, it was a lot harder to deal with than I had anticipated that it would suck a lot, but it
Mhm.
was a lot worse than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
you relate.
Can't prepare you. Nothing prepares you for that.
Oh,
I
no.
think. Yeah. And then during lockdown, of course, that probably made it very difficult too.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Did.
okay. Um, let's try to bring it up a little. I guess Sabrina wanted to know how your jam sessions happen and if they kind of like come together separately or all at once.
Oh, they both ways. Like there's been instances of actually funny games is an example of like I was in in a studio or rehearsal studio playing drums on my own, and I had been messing around with this beat, and I recorded it on my very crappy BlackBerry. Um, and because of course the microphones and stuff are not very,
Right.
equipped for that, it
Mhm.
was super distorted, but it kind of had a melody within it.
Mm.
And then I brought that to Rob, and he, I think he kind of built the bass line off of the distorted melody that existed within that. So that's
Cool.
one way that things happen. I mean, most of the time we're usually in the room together, but it comes in every shape or form. Yeah.
Mm, that's pretty cool. So it just kind of builds off of each other's
Yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah.
That's cool. All
A
right.
lot of like a lot of, or even just sound check, like a lot of weird little accidents or things that happen that then are discovered later, and then we
Mm, happy
revisit
accident.
it. Yeah.
Right. That's cool. Okay. So let's see, what's next?
I can
Uh,
probably do a couple more. I have to be on another one
okay. One
4 minutes ago, but yeah,
oh,
I'll do
4 minutes
one
ago.
or two.
Okay. One
It's
last question from Shelley. She was asking if you listen to a lot of other music aside from BRMC, and what are your favorites?
favorite record off of from 2020, Humanist,
Oh.
uh, self-titled record. Um, I the second I heard that, I completely fell in love with it, and then went and bought the record. And the whole record is just incredible.
Mm.
Um, uh, so the question was other bands that I listen to, right?
Yeah, your favorite
Um,
in general, I guess.
um, that's definitely one of my more sort of recently favorite records. I always like listening to Depeche Mode, Black Rider.
Oh.
I I always blank out when these questions. It's I always have a like total
Damn.
like brain melt where I just can't remember anything. I'm trying to. I can't even see our vinyls from here. Um, but yeah, as far as like newer records, the Humanist record is
Mm.
just incredible,
Oh,
and of course the Mark Lanegan, who you
oh yeah.
mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
He had the his solo records and the albums that he did with Soul Savers are incredible.
Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
listen to them a lot as well.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, thank you very much for taking your time out and going a little over then.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Of course, not a problem.
All right. I'll let you go to your next interview. So I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
You
Okay.
take care. I'll
Thank
see you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.